I hope that your day went well. I hope that you had a very beautiful week, and we're already close to rounding up the week already. So I hope you had a very interesting week, a very awesome week. So welcome to the Amdari Tech Career Series, which happens every Thursday. In today's Tech Career Series, we're talking about data careers in the UK, how you can gain work experience, UK work experience that guarantees you a job. So I really hope that you stay with me to the end of the program, to the end of the session, right? See that Charles just joined us as well. Welcome, Charles, and to every other person. So I'll be sharing my screen very soon so that we just diving into the discussion of the day without wasting so much time. I want to believe that others would be able to join us as we proceed. Right. So the session should last about let's say 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, thereabouts. So uh, try to stay till the end so that we're able to take questions, we're able to resolve any questions that you might have for me or for Amdari in general. All right. So before I proceed, let me confirm. Can you see my screen? Is my screen visible? If you can't see it, you can just give a reaction or you can just unmute and speak. That is also fine.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. I think that was Ada, right? Thank you
Yes.
for responding. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So in this session, like I mentioned, we'll be talking about data careers in the UK, how to gain UK work experience that guarantees you a job, right? First, I know that you might want to first of all want to know more about Dari, right? So just a quick one about Amdari. Amdari is an innovative platform. Basically, we help to bridge the gap between getting an experience for you to gain a job, getting your dream job at the end of the day. So we help aspiring professionals to help build their careers, to help gain practical experience. So we bridge the gap between theoretical learning and real world experience by providing you with practical projects, hands-on projects in different areas, like data analytics, like in data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, DevOps, SOC, threat intelligence, cloud and app security, GRC, SQL hacking, and pen testing. So all of this, like this, will help people to gain experience in each of these fields. And then there is me. Late, I don't know if it's late introduction, but still early than not having it at all. So my name is Mariam Adigbite. I'm a data analysis specialist here at Amdari, and I have close to 5 years of experience working as a data analyst. Originally, my background was in pharmacy before pivoting into tech. So, in a way, not leaving pharmacy behind entirely. So, I use my data analyst skills to help to drive data informed decision making and also help to like improve health outcomes. And I'm also proficient in the use of multiple tools when it comes to data analysis, be it Excel, SQL, Python are your programming languages, making use of Power BI and Tableau, your business intelligence tools as well. So I'm making use of these tools to solve problems in a way, provide insight that can be used to drive decision making across various fields, worked across various fields like in health tech, like in edutech, and also supply chain and logistics. Right. So we are getting into it. First, before I proceed, let me confirm that I still have my people here with me. If you're excited about this session, can I just get a reaction? Let me see that I have some people looking forward to what they will be learning from this session. Thank you very much, Leo. Love the reaction. George as well. I want to believe that others are also excited to want to be a part of this session and see what they can meaningfully gain, what they can learn from Amdari through this Tech Career Series. So in this session, I would be helping you understand majorly 4 different things. First, we want to know why a data career is a must in 2026, right? This is big 2026. Let's see why data career is a must. I also want to talk about what the UK data job market looks like currently in 2026. We also want to know what employers want in a candidate before they can hire. This will most especially be beneficial to someone who has been job hunting for a long time and has been getting rejections upon rejections upon rejections. So you actually want to know what recruiters want in the candidates before they get to hire them. And also want to know how you can position yourself for success, how and where to apply. Right. So let's get straight into it. First of all, as mentioned, why a data career is a must in 2026. I believe that I have people of different backgrounds here in this space, here in this session. It could be someone working in the healthcare before. It could be someone working in let's say entertainment. Maybe someone that's already even been in tech, or maybe you were in supply chain and logistics, or maybe you were in um, different fields basically, right? First things first that you should get to know is that data is useful in every field that you find yourself, right? So let's see why data career is even a must in the first place. So now I'll begin by kind of like just telling you a powerful insight from the Future of Jobs reports that was done in 2025. It's meant to like cover the next 15 years from 2026 to 2030. This was done by the World Economic Forum, and they found something interesting, right? They found something interesting, and it's the fact that the number of jobs that would be created in the next 15 years, number of jobs that would be should I call it demolished in a way, that would disappear, that would no longer exist as well. And the numbers are very mind blowing, and in a way, just very, in a way, it just calls your attention. The fact that we have over 170 million new jobs that would be created. That's an interesting fact. But at the same time, while these new jobs are created, we have over 90 million jobs that would disappear as well. Like they would no longer exist at all. So in a way, it's about you asking yourself now, like in the next decade, would the job you're currently in, would it still be relevant? How prepared would you be for the new jobs that are being created? And don't forget that I mentioned earlier that regardless of the field where you find yourself, data is important. Data is the backbone of decision making, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in finance, whether you're in education, marketing, every field you find yourself, data would very much be important. And organizations are not like even asking themselves, that's, do we need data? No, that is not even the question at this point. It's about asking ourselves that how fast can we turn this data into insights in a way. And as somebody that wants to like be part of those working in relevant spaces, you find yourself asking relevant questions about how you can choose an in-demand career path. There are like three major factors that I know that many people would want to consider, or even if I myself is want to consider like a different career path. What are the things that you might want to think about? First, you're thinking about the speed of learning, the ease of learning, sorry, and building experience. So for instance, let's say for example you want to be a data scientist, for example, let's just say you're considering how easy can you learn this, can you learn this skill, and how can you build experience. And also in a way you're talking about the ease of transitioning, right? How can you transition into that new space, or how can you find how can you make yourself like your own background still make it relevant to the new space that you want to find yourself, right? And of course you're talking about salary as well. You want to think about, okay, if I end up working in this particular career path, in this particular role, what would my salary be like? What would my take home be like? How much would I be earning annually? How much would I be earning per annum? All of those things. So in a way you're kind of like just thinking about how you can focus on acquiring the skills and also the experience in careers that guarantees you a job, right? So the Future of Jobs reports told us something interesting, like I mentioned, right? And let's take a look at that. I mentioned earlier that they mentioned that some jobs would disappear, some jobs will be created, some jobs will no longer exist as well. By the time you get access to these slides, you'll be able to like, go through that report comprehensively, right? So, but first, there are some interesting things that you get to see here when they're talking about jobs that would be created. First off, you could even see the first one on the list: big data scientists, there's fintech engineers, AM and machine learning. So, kind of like just take a look at everything and categorize some of these jobs that have been mentioned. You realize that there are some things that are already relating to data engineering roles, for example, big data specialists, data warehousing specialists, data engineering itself, data engineers itself that was mentioned, a database network professionals, and many other ones as well that has been mentioned in this report. You could kind of like categorize them into data engineering, right? And this is to tell you that um, within the next decade or within the next 15, 30 years, a data engineer would continue to be relevant, right? There are people whose current career roles, whose current job roles will no longer be relevant in the coming years. But with this report, you get to know that, oh yes, a data engineer is still in a safe space in a way. And also other skills also AI machine learning specialists, data analysts and scientists, and many other ones. So with these ones on this page now, you could easily see that okay, data careers would continue to be relevant, whether you're calling yourself a big data specialist, whether you're calling yourself an AI or machine learning specialist, whether you're calling yourself a data engineer, or you're calling yourself a database network professional. All of those things is still under the same umbrella category of data engineering, data analytics, data science, and all. And it doesn't even end there. There are also other roles here that was mentioned, like the business intelligence analyst, sales and marketing professionals, social specialists, social scientists, supply chain and logistics specialists, management and organizational analysts. We also have those in database architects that can still like be categorized under the data engineering field, right? So with this now, we get to know that yes, if perhaps you decide to want to transition into a data related role, you know that your role will still be relevant in the coming years. By the time you get access to this slide, please and please take a look at the report and see whether the role that you currently find yourself in now would no longer be relevant. I'm really talking about the ones that will still be relevant in the next 5 years, right? But I'm trying to see what is currently happening in your own field as well, and see whether would this still be relevant in the coming years, right? So with this now, we've been able to establish that of course, a data career would still be relevant. It is something that you can consider going into, or if you're already in the field, something that you can consider that you want to stay in 2026, right? But then, I know there are people on this call now be like, okay, currently in the UK now, if I decide to like start a data career, would I even get a sponsored job in the UK at the end of the day, right? It's not just be a case of you learn something, you're not able to get a job that would enable you continue to stay as an immigrant in the states, in the country, right? So I know majority of people on this call would want to like find answers to this, right? And I prepared for that answer with you in mind, knowing that okay, it's not just about learning in a way, right? Anybody can pick up the skill to learn, but if I end up learning this thing, would I be able to get a job at the end of the day? Not just even any job, will I be able to get a sponsored job at the end of the day? Before I proceed, are we still on the call with me? If you're still following, can I get a reaction? Any reaction is fine. Thank you, Osa. I think I saw Osas or Osa, I'm not sure. I will take questions uh, don't worry, we'll take questions at the end. I know that your mind is bugging with questions, so we'll take them at the end. All right, thank you so much for the reaction. All right, so now we've established the fact that a data career would continue to be relevant. Now let's talk about if you will still be able to get a sponsored job in the UK with a data career. And the answer is absolutely yes. Like you will still be able to. When it comes to the skilled worker visa, right, that has been released by the government of the UK, you get to find out that a data analyst, a data engineer, a data scientist can get a skilled worker visa in the United Kingdom. So with this, they're also like able to get a sponsored job, right? So these are occupational codes that are written here to let you know that okay, let me just go to let me talk about this page. So this was released. This is when you get access to these slides, you get the link to this particular website that I'm showing you. That's talking about UK visas and immigration, skilled worker visa, eligible occupation, and codes. And get to know that a data analyst, a data scientist, or even a data engineer would be eligible to get a sponsorship job. Say, for instance, now in the previous slide when I was talking about data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, you've found out that there are some occupational codes that have been written just like this. We have the occupation code, we have the job type, we have the related job titles, and if they're eligible for a skilled worker visa. Let's say, for instance, now among the codes that I highlighted earlier, there was a data analyst code. For example, that was, I think, 3544. Let me just search for 3544 here, and you would see it here that a data analyst is eligible, right? There are also other related roles. Let me search for a different code now. Let's say 2434. So we have business and related professionals like intelligence analyst, business analyst, all of those ones. Let's say, for example, we want to check for a data engineering related role, for example, like 2133. Right, so you see it here under related roles: a data architect, a data engineer, an IT systems architect, IT business analyst, IT solutions architect, and so on like that. So with this now, this is already also clarifying that someone that's in the data space is eligible to get a skilled worker visa, right? Let's check for data science, for example. That was code 2433. Right, so with this now, you can see here, statistical data scientists, statisticians, economists, and all of those ones still relating to data science related rules. So with this now, you know that it's not just even about learning to be a data scientist or a data engineer or a data analyst, but you would be able to get a skilled worker visa or a sponsored job at the end of the day. I will say together, I hope I've been able to clarify to you that first off, a data career would continue to be relevant, right? And it is very much it is proven that you can get a job in either of this spaces. I know that we might have some people on this call that are not probably data related, right? But by the time you get access to these slides, of course, for example, that website I just showed you now, you can easily check for other related roles that you're currently in and see whether you are eligible for a skilled worker visa or not, right? So let's move on now. Yeah, so we have this under this here. So by the time you get access to this slide, you see it right here, the eligible occupations for the skilled worker visa. And of course, like I mentioned that we have people, of course, it has been proven that they've been able to get these roles, right? For example, now here we have Judith. Judith was a data analyst working for Amdari, doing for the work experience program, and she was able to get a job in the United Kingdom as a data analyst working for renewable parts. We also have people like Darlington right here. He also got a job after working with Amdari in work experience program. He got a job as a selection and implementation lead, still relating to data science and also in a way project management related, more like a fusion of these roles. And also we have Opeyemi, for example, that also got a job after she first of all did a master's in data science and then worked with Amdari for a while, and she was able to get a full-time role as well in the United Kingdom as well. But before we proceed, let's just quickly hear from Opeyemi, maybe about 10 to 20 seconds. Let's see if we can gain one or two things from.
Congratulations on securing a data analyst role in the UK. We are more than happy that you're sharing this news with us. Congratulations are in order.
Yes.
All right, so I would like to know, right, because I mean, it's a very familiar problem. Before transitioning into tech or while transitioning into tech, getting a job is always a struggle. So, what would you say your biggest challenge was in the job search phase, especially as someone trying to get a first job in tech? What was your biggest challenge as a job seeker?
Thank you for the question, Amoni. Um, Actually, I didn't transition into tech. I've been in tech. I have my BSc in computer science. And then I came to the UK for my master's in data science and analytics. You know, I graduated with distinction. And you will think like, okay, after graduation, you will get the job. Yeah, turn up an application.
Yeah.
And then you won't even get any reply, no response at all. I think they call it ghosted. They
Mhm.
actually ghosted you that sort of things. And then you
Cricket.
just want to, even after spending
Yeah.
a lot of masters, you are just trying to keep on upskilling yourself because in the tech space, if you close your eyes, by the time you open it, the world is far ahead of you. So you have to keep on upgrading yourself, being on the top of you again. Yeah, so like I told a friend of mine few weeks ago that one of the best decisions I made this year is Amdari, and I'm happy, sincerely.
I was so glad to hear that.
Let's just pause there for now and proceed. This is just like lets you know that of course it's very much feasible for you to get a job, a sponsored job in the United Kingdom or wherever you find depending on where you're staying. But majorly for somebody United in UK that's trying to transition into the space or trying to get a job, it is very much feasible. So now we talked about why a data career is a must, right? We've tried to talk about what the future of jobs report is talking about, how it is also feasible to get a skilled worker visa as well. So next, let's talk about the UK data job market, right? Yeah, let's talk about this. So in this particular aspect, we're talking about majorly four major aspects. Things like the demand for data specialists in a way. We would also be talking about salaries. We'll also be talking about industries as well, and also the skills that are also like necessary for you to like be able to get a job in that space, right? And yeah, so let's sorry. All right. So first off, we'll talk about the data analyst role, right? Data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, like I mentioned, can like be in three different categories of like three different categories like umbrella term. But for someone that's applying to a job as a data analyst, for example, it's certainly not just a data analyst per se that you would think that you're only like streamlining your application to. Um, Somebody that is a business intelligence analyst as well could apply for. It's still also like an analyst role, but there are kind of like different terminologies depending on wherever you're working. It could be a person could be called a data analyst, the person could be called a business intelligence analyst, a person could be called customer insight analyst, operations analyst, sales analyst, strategy analyst, product analyst, marketing data analyst, Power BI developer, and so on and so forth, right? And this person can also like be able to get sponsored jobs that have like civil service roles, NHS roles as well. And salary range can range from 31 to 50,000 in the higher scale, but mostly tilting to the higher range. And for somebody that is there for a full-time job, we could get this should be around 223, not 230, sorry, to 48,000 plus. Then for contract jobs per day, you could be earning 200 to 800 pounds per day. Then for data scientists as well, this person could be called a forecasting analyst. This person could also be called a demand planner, a machine learning engineer, a product data scientist, customer data scientist, research analyst, MLOps engineer, health data scientist, and also like senior data analyst as well, and many other rules, right? And it has been proven that, at least from report that has been established, probably I think I come across a report that was done for I think December 2026, right? By analyzing like a particular a particular a particular a particular job application website, and it has been proven that okay, within this job market, we would always see people applying for all of these roles, and they continue to be like in high demand, right? And also for the Salary ranges for sponsored jobs as well for a data scientist still higher than a data analyst, ranging from 41,700 pounds to 55,000. For full-time jobs could range from like 50,000 to 100,000 plus. For contract jobs as well, same thing relating to the data analyst. Then also for data engineers, like I mentioned, the data engineer could be called like an ETL developer. Person could be called a data pipeline engineer, a data integration engineer, a data migration engineer, data processing engineer, AWS, Azure, GCP engineer, big data engineer, analytics engineer, BI developer engineer. Majorly, just like for example, when we were checking like the future of jobs report that was we were checking, we could see that there are different titles that has been listed there as well. Same thing applies to what I'm actually talking about here as well, right? So for instance, you decide that you learn data analysis, for example, you do not need to box yourself into thinking that the only job like specific titles I could apply to the data analyst. No, it doesn't work that way in the actual job market. You would see all of these different related roles, but the tools they use still boils down to like the same kind of tools that a data engineer would use, a data migration engineer, data processing engineer, right? It's just based on the company's decision, or based on whatever they have decided to like call the job roles. And then there are some particular companies or particular industries that continue to be like top hiring professionals. For example, those in finance industries, those in communications industries as well, public administration, manufacturing as well. I've mentioned finance, retail as well. They will continue to like want to hire people along this different job titles that I've mentioned, both for data analyst, data scientist, and also like for data engineer. Then in terms of like the skills, right? Just like I mentioned earlier, like the skills that matters for all of these different the skills for all of these different job roles, so it kind of like boils down to the same thing. They're just like different job titles. For example, now you want to call yourself a data analyst or a BI analyst or whatever you call yourself as an analyst, there are some things that you would see that in the job market they request for that, oh, this person must have this particular knowledge, this person must be or skilled, this person must be able to do this. For example, now you cannot call yourself a data analyst, for example, if you're not proficient in cleaning data, if you're not able to like transform data, if you're not able to like do your data modeling, if you're not able to visualize your data, you're not able to query a database, you're not able to develop a dashboard or a report, so you're not able to do statistical analysis, right? All of these things are like skills that you continue to see when you go through applications, right? Different applications for different roles relating to like analyst roles. For a data scientist, for example, you find out that the person must have programming skills. For example, you know how to make use of Python, and maybe you have to use of R in particular cases. In some cases, you know your statistics and probability very well. You know how to wrangle your data, more like cleaning your data also. You know about machine learning, you know about deep learning, cloud computing, database management as well. For a data engineer also, this person must know how to build pipelines, must know how to like know database management, data warehousing, how to properly store tons of data for the organization in such a way that the data analyst or even the data scientist can kind of like use them, right? Put them in usable formats, right? You know about big data processing as well. You know about cloud infrastructure, depending on whatever cloud tool that the organization uses. Of course, if you know how to use one, it's very easy for you to like know about the others as well. For example, now for a data analyst, for example, that knows how to use a Power BI as a business intelligence tool, by making use of Power BI as a business intelligence tool, then all our data visualization tools as well kind of like be familiar with the process, because the skills are kind of like transferable in a way. There are some things that kind of like be specific to a particular tool, but they're like transferable skills based on the particular tool that you're using. And of course, what I just mentioned here are just like technical skills, not the soft skills. Soft skills will continue to be relevant, right? Soft skills will continue to be relevant to whatever job role role that you find yourself that you're trying to like apply for. For example, as a data analyst, do you know how to, are you a problem solver in a way? Do you know how to communicate with stakeholders? Do you have this analytical thinking skills and all of those things, right? So they are still very much the ability to work in a team as well and all of those things. Are you able to do them? Right. Before I proceed, let's just do some quick walkthrough or a quick search on NHS website, for example. Let's try to see the kind of job roles that we see there that kind of like relating to maybe data related roles, right? So this is the NHS website. This is jobs.nhs.uk, right? So for example, let me just search for a data scientist, for example. Let's say what comes up when you search for a data scientist role on NHS website. So with this, we have things like senior data scientists here as well, different locations. This is a clinical engineering apprentice, data scientist related. This comes up here as a data engineer. We have data administrator, a data engineer, also a data warehouse developer. And this is also still like relating to a data engineering role also as well. We have a data quality officer and so on and so forth, right? So for example, now let's take a look at the senior data scientist that was mentioned, salary range of 48,000 plus to 55, right? So with this now, by the time you go through this, you'd see part of like the main job responsibilities of this person. Here they mention navigating and linking big data sets, producing high quality data visualizations, developing innovative solutions, knowing your way around predictive analytics and forecasting. Remember, I think in the previous slide as well, I mentioned something like a forecasting analyst or forecasting scientist relating to data science role as well. You know about quality assurance, your data validation, developing high quality project, and so on and so forth, right? So with this now, you see that if you go through some other here also, you can see that they even mention some desirable tools. For example, maybe know how to use Microsoft Power BI as well for data visualization, right? But majorly as a data scientist, the things you still be doing is still like majorly data science related, statistical analysis, like I mentioned earlier. I think I saw something around databases, data modeling tools as well. You know how to solve data quality issues, right? And so on and so forth. So different organizations will kind of like specify what they need in this person as a data scientist, but they will still always be related in a way, right? So if you already learned how to make use of some specific tools, then you will find yourself being able to easily transition across the different job titles that has been called in this roles, right? So let's proceed. All right. So third thing we want to talk about now is how employers know what employers want in a candidate before they hire, right? We've talked about career path that can get you a sponsored job. So talk about what the job market looks like. So now, what do employers want from you? And I'll demonstrate this in a very easy to understand way. Let's take a look at this breakdown. For example, now let's say you want to get a wedding dress or you want to get a suit for your wedding, for example, and we have two different options that has been provided to you. First, the first tailor says that I have, sorry, just a minute. Okay, the first tailor says that I have a certificate from the tailoring schools. I have successfully completed this tailoring course. And we have the second tailor that kind of like just shows you these are the wedding suits. These are the suits that I've done in the past. These are the wedding dress or gowns that I've done in the past. You as a person, who would you decide that you want to go for? Anybody wants to respond, you can just raise your hand. I'll call you or you drop it in the chat box. Between Taylor A and Taylor B, let's say it is Mayowa that wants to get married. It is Rotimi that wants to get married, or Charles that wants to get married. Who would you go for? All right, I think I have a response here. Osa says B, Taylor B, and that's for him. Any other person? Let me get more responses. I could find someone that wants to go for tailor A. That's absolutely fine. But let me see. Other responses, please. Anybody? Who would you want to? Who would you decide that you want to hire among these two categories of tailors that has been added to you? All right. Rotimi also says B as well. Any other person? Do you have anybody that wants to go for tailor A? Anybody at all? None. All right. So the same way we do not want to like go for tailor A, it's kind of like same way a recruiter is also thinking, right? Employers only want like two major things from you, to kind of like demonstrate that, oh, this person is hireable, or to kind of like just finalize in their mind that, oh yes, I can hire this person. One is you're able to show that you have the skills, right? Say for instance, as a data scientist, do you know the different Python libraries that are necessary for you to like do your predictive analysis and all of those things? As a data engineer, for example, do you know how to use AWS, Azure, all of those cloud computing tools? As a data analyst, for example, do you know how to make use of Power BI, Excel, SQL, and many other tools like that? And also, do you have the experience, right? It's one thing to say that, oh yes, I have the skills. You can easily just say that, oh well, I have done this, I know how to do this. But experience says that, oh yes, I have done this in the past, right? So without these two, it will be very difficult for somebody to be convinced that, oh, I want to hire this person for my organization. I want this person to work for me as a machine learning engineer, or as a database architect, or as a product analyst, or as a data analyst, and many others like that. So majorly, your skills are very important just as much as the experience is important. And of course, it's very much difficult for people that, let's say, for example, somebody that is just leaving school, you just recently graduated. How would you? It's become very difficult to get jobs because there are some. It's not every recruiter, not every organization that wants to gamble with someone that has just been newly hired. It's difficult as we proceed. It's difficult for them to like want to hire for junior level roles because literally there's nobody to want to have time to start training you that, oh yes, let me bring this, or let this person get the experience in our organization. That's not it. So even as a recent graduate, you must be able to demonstrate that you have the skills and also the experience as well to be seen as somebody that is hireable, somebody that we can trust with our data, somebody that would be able to like deliver for us, somebody that will be able to move our organization forward, help us with the right decisions, right? So, and there are different ways that has been proven that, well, for skills, is very important. Is I don't think I need to like dwell much on how you can gain the skills, right? Major thing is the experience. So how can you gain work experience that is required to like land a job? And there are like different ways. It could be from internship programs like in Amdari. It could be that you contribute to open source projects. You volunteer for organizations, for non-profits, for small and medium enterprises, or maybe you freelance, you work as a freelancer for specific projects. It could be like some popular freelancing website like Upwork, for example, or maybe you are the kind of person that does hackathons a lot, does competitions a lot. Those are like ways for you to like demonstrate that you have the experience, and also like case study simulations as well. And also, it's not even just about doing all of these things. You must be able to like build a portfolio to showcase your work, to let people know that, oh yes, these are the things that I've done in the past. Nobody would know if you volunteer for a particular project, or maybe you worked for some specific, it's just within your immediate community that will know that, oh, you did this, you did that. But for a person that wants to hire you, you need to like build a portfolio to like be able to showcase that these are the things that I have done in the past. These are the things that you are looking for to hire, and I also have like the experience in it. And of course, also references are like also very much important for people that intern with Amdari, for example. They get a reference from us to like be able to demonstrate to their potential employer that, oh yes, I am qualified enough. based on my experiences. I can prove it also that I've worked for other places and get the reference to just let you be assured that I am a right person for the job, right? And there are people that have like gotten jobs through internships, like the work experience program Amdari, for example. Laju, for example, as I've seen on this slide, he got a job as a data scientist, for example. Larry also got she got a job as a business analyst in the UK also after the work experience program, right? Now, what did these people do differently, right? How did they position themselves to be qualified for the jobs that they applied for, to be able to like get those jobs, right? And it's very simple. That is the last thing we will be talking about for today. That is how to position yourself for success, how and where to apply. So earlier we talked about how to understanding why data career is the most in the first place, right? We led that to what the job market is like, and we're able to like demonstrate that, oh yes, these roles are actually there. We're able to get sponsored jobs. We talked about what the recruiters want as well. Like for example, Mayowa, or sorry, I keep calling Mayowa because I can see Mayowa on my screen. Let's say for example, Mayowa wants to get a job. What are the two major things the recruiter is looking for, the HR personnel is looking for to say that, oh yes, I am Mayowa, right? So those are things we talked about, the skills and the experience. So now you can have the skills and have the experience, but if you do not know how to position yourself, then you're still not getting anywhere, right? You're still not getting anywhere. So let's talk about this in next few minutes. So now, three major things are like necessary when it comes to like how you want to get a job. First is the learning, then packaging yourself, and then applying, right? Learning comes in different ways. For Amdari, for example, Amdari is more like a one-stop shop, for example, where you're able to you're able to learn in-demand skills, for example, like I mentioned earlier, like data analytics, data science, business analytics, analysis, and so on and so forth. And after learning these skills, more like you're learning and applying at the same time, because you're not just learning in an abstract way, you're applying it directly. You're applying your knowledge directly by working on projects, hands-on projects. So based on what maybe you've taken a short course, for example, maybe from somewhere, this is for Amdari now. You're not here to like just come here to work on projects, right? Um, to more like just implement the things that you have learned in other spaces. If at any point you cannot hear me, please just let me know. Right. So Amdari has what we call the Amdari Wave, a remote apprenticeship virtual experience. So here you just you're here to like be able to work on projects, work on case studies, right? And then we also have the Amdari Learn. We're able to like take short courses on all of these different roles that I have mentioned. And then there's also what we call package, like I mentioned. It's not just about the learning alone, but how you package yourself, right? And that is that is how you define yourself as whether you are employable or not. So your employability positioning also matters. So for people that work with Amdari now, for our interns, they're able to like benefits from or benefits in other ways. For example, now they get to have like their CV reviewed and revamped. They get to have their LinkedIn optimized. They get to have deal with mentors. They get to like have access to mentors or career coaching experience. They get to have interview preparations. For example, now you applied for a job and based on the CV that has been reviewed for you and all of those things, you got to the interview stage, right? With people that I'm Dari, they're able to what's the word? They're able to have interview preparations with their mentors, with their career coaches, right? So one-on-one mentorship time interview. I think I got caught for a minute or for some seconds. Can you still hear me? If you can I get a thumbs up? All right, thank you. Others as well. I will still there. Can you hear me? I think I got a thumbs up from Amdari. Great. All right, thank you. So you also have the job reference. So for example, after getting the job, there are some organizations that would need you to like submit a reference or have somebody that they can reach out to testify for you that, oh yes, this person is worthy of being in your organization. And at this point, it's not even just about having the skills alone, because you have already like at the interview stage, you've been able to like prove yourself that, oh, you're able to like do these things. But the reference are so for some other behavioral testimonial cases, right? So you get to have a reference from Amdari as well, and also on the job support. So after getting the job, you would not find yourself in a situation whereby you are left alone. At least you, when you're transitioning into that particular role now, you're just familiarizing yourself with the process. You can always reach out back to your mentor to see, yeah, I had this particular issue, or I am facing this particular I have this particular concern. What advice would you give me? All of those things. So you continue to get the on the job support. And lastly, in the application at for the interns at Amdari, they apply to jobs aggressively, right? Through different mentorship sessions and all of those things, you get to you get to apply to targeted job applications. You get to tailor your CV and apply aggressively, like I mentioned in this particular slide. And Amdari has a job board as well, whereby its information has been pulled from LinkedIn, Glassdoor, FlexJob, and all of the different application websites. And also we have like a subscription to what's the word? A website that just gives you job openings for sponsored jobs alone. So you get to provide that as well. And also what we call the CV Matchly AI. So with this AI tool, you're also like able to like have access to continuously revamp your CV based on the particular job application that you are applying to. So that is more like a one-stop shop for each of these things that I have mentioned, and that has made it very feasible for people like Okoyemi, like I showed earlier, for people like Larry, like I showed earlier, and many other people to get their jobs. So in the earlier slide, I said something about what did they do differently. This kind of like summarizes what they did differently. They worked on projects, they work with different people, they work on collaborative projects. You're not just thinking that, oh, I'm a data analyst, I just need to like work on data analyst projects by myself alone. But no, you're thinking about how you can collaborate with data scientists, data engineer, for example. You have access to mentors. You have access to, you are able to like learn how to like speak the workplace language. So workplace language in the sense that, so for example, you work on a particular project, how would you communicate this to the people that you're working with? How would you communicate this to your stakeholders? How would you communicate this to people that need that information to be able to like make for particular decisions? So that is the workspace language, the workplace language that I'm referring to here. And also you find yourself in a situation whereby you don't have any choice but to push yourself on LinkedIn as well. You have people that have mentored, or people that have mentored as well, that kind of like find themselves when they get invites from recruiters. The very first invite kind of like still surprises them, like, Miriam, I got this particular invite from a recruiter. Should I go ahead to do? I'm like, just go ahead. The whole essence of why you are here also is like to be able to get a job at the end of the day. But that first recruiter invite that they get will kind of like surprise them, because at the beginning of their internship or their work experience program, they never thought that, oh, they would be able to build their visibility enough in a way that recruiters would approach them to get invites for a particular job, right? And lastly, what they also did differently is that they knew what hiring managers actually want. So through the different mentorship sessions that happened like every week, exclusive to people that are within Amdari alone, they know how they need to like tailor their applications. They know what hiring managers, recruiters are looking for to be able to get a job, right? So the next I'm just going to talk about is like, let's just do some brief walkthrough on some specific projects that they have people, interns at Amdari, or also call them consultants, the kind of projects that they do work on, right? So for example, now some examples of DA projects. For example, we have like things like the seasonal analysis and price optimization of hotel bookings and ancillary services. Things like development of a centralized data platform for a real estate company, hospital operations intelligence, highlighting analytics for operational optimization. I would still do like a quick walkthrough of what some of these projects entails, but just to familiarize yourself first. We have a DS project, for example, where they are analyzing insurance data. They want to like be able to reduce operational delays and improve claims accuracy. We have sentiment analysis as well. And we also have an healthcare project here where they did an AI-powered predictive bed forecasting project for Horizon Health Network in London. We also have some examples of DE projects here. For example, where they built a retail sales integration pipeline making use of AWS S3 and also Herbyte. This might kind of like sound a little bit technical unless if you're already in the space, right? We also have where they did the stripping countries explorer. Here also they built an ETL pipeline for property records in real estate using the Postgres database. So let me just talk about it more briefly. I'm coming. Okay, so for those that are already in Amdari, I'm just showing you this for you to like get more understanding of some specific projects that you would be working on. Just a minute, I'm coming. I need to refresh this page. Okay, I will stay here. I will still following. Let me know that I'm still speaking to some people on the call. All right. So, for example, now I mentioned this FNOL, first notification of loss project, assurance project, for example. This is a data science project, for example, right? Majorly, I'm just going to talk about the project scope so that I kind of like see what you would be doing if you were like working on this project. For example, now as a data scientist, you talk about the data collection and the pre-processing as well. And also you talk about your exploratory data analysis, just some level of analysis I need to do as a data scientist here. Mentioned here that they need to examine distribution between ultimate claim costs, estimated claim amounts, study their first notification of loss to settlement durations, identify correlations, detect anomalies. They do their feature engineering as well. They do their model development. So, for example, they decide on the regression models that they want to use. For example, here listed as random forest, or maybe they want to use gradient boosting and so on like that. They also want to ensure that they're able to like evaluate their models based on some particular test sets, and also they also like do what we call user triggered retraining via Streamlit. So with this, they're able to like make use of Streamlit to build a kind of like visualization that shows what their modeling looks like, how the prediction comes in to kind of like help to solve like the main aim of the project here that says reducing operational delays. Like so we want to be able to like predict the accuracy of this particular claims amount that has been like said by the claimants, right, and see whether it's very accurate for them to like, just easily proceed. If it is if it's based on like the data that they already have, they can easily decide that they can easily train their models to see whether a new particular information that has just like been provided is accurate or not. Then also have like their backend explainability and the full system development on organ phase and so on like that. So this is like kind of like a sample project, for example, for data science. Let me take a look at data engineering, for example. I think for one of the projects, okay. So for those that are already within Amdari, this is the interface that they would be seeing. Here, let me take a look at this retail sales integration pipeline projects with AWS, so for example. So we have like the overview here where they're working for retail, an e-commerce company that collects sales, customers, and inventory data. So these are their business challenges. They currently do have like manual data uploads. Their data is currently siloed, limited visibility on their data, and because it is being processed manually as well, it also needs like high error rates, right? And also they have like a lack of central repository. So what will a data engineer need to do on this project, for example? Let me take a look at the project scope here. Here you would see they need to collect the data, right? Based on the business problem that has been identified earlier. And then they do their AWS S3 setup, configure their AWS, they do their data upload, they do their versioning and life cycle policies, they do their data integration with Airbytes, they do their data transformation. So at this point, they need to like create their bronze layer, their silver layer for the data, and also like the gold layer for the data. So also do like a data validation, a warehouse setup, and many other things. The only sense of what I'm showing you just to let you know that they work on what a data engineer would, for example, if the data is in the real life setting, if you find yourself working in a particular organization, kind of projects that you would be working on when you get hired. So in a way, it's kind of like just makes it very easy to prove to a recruiter that you are the right person for the job, right? Because you're able to demonstrate that, oh yes, I have worked with this particular organization. I have done this as a data engineer, for example, or I've done this as a data analyst, right? I've done this as a data scientist, right? Say for instance, now you get a job with you're applying for a role within like a retail company, an e-commerce company, and it's relating to this business problem that I've mentioned, right? Based on probably the mention in the job description, for example, it's very easy for you to prove to the recruiter that I am the right person for the job. Right. There's a meme that kind of like in Yoruba says Egbewa. I don't know if you understand, but like just to bring it, I am someone that I do not even need to like prove myself in I can prove myself within a short time to tell you that, oh yes, this I would be able to deliver, I would be able to work for your organization, right? And this is how people like Jerry, for example, to landed their jobs. Jerry was in the data analyst work experience program, and you can see right here he was speaking to his mentor, mentored him at Emeka. He got a job as a data analyst within civil service. He was asked to do a presentation, and guess what Jerry did? Jerry just had to like take a project that he has worked on, a case study I did with Amdari, and he presented it. He edited some names just like ensure that there's some level of privacy to it, right? And he was able to present on that project. And because he has worked on that project and I'm Dari, he was able to like just easily speak on it with so much confidence, right? That this is a project that I've worked on. So I also spoke about the SQL projects when they asked about data acquisition. Thanks so much for your mentorship, Emeka. Emeka was his mentor. Take your flowers. So within just a few months of joining Amdari, he was able to land a job within the civil service in the United Kingdom. I think we can just take some seconds or some minutes to listen to Jerry as well. Let's see.
Hi, Mariam. We can't hear your video sound.
Oh, Can't hear the audio.
No, I can't hear the audio.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Is that for everybody too? Let me just confirm that. Sorry. How about now? I think I'm having some technical issues playing this, so I'm just going to we get the gist of what I'm trying to talk about here. At least even from his message, you could easily see that yes, Jerry was able to get a job within the civil service, right? And there are many other cases of this as well. For example, this was someone that requested for reference from Adiza. Adiza is one of the co-founders from Amdari, and he also got a job, and after the reference was filled, there was also like a thank you message afterwards that thank you for providing this reference for NA. Then there are people like Sheung Olayinka also that got a job as a SOC analyst after a SOC work experience program in Amdari. We also have Rene, who also got a job as a system analyst after our data analytics work experience program. We also have here somebody thanking one of our employability specialists about how we helped him revamp, help him get a job offer. Well, unfortunately, he said he was going to like returning that because of distance, but he got a job as a compliance analyst in the UK as well. We also have people like Lanry, who got a job as a business analyst. Felicia also here got a job as a data scientist in the United Kingdom, and many others like that. We have the Francis here that also got a job as a project manager also at Deloitte just after 2 months into his internship, right? So I'm mentioning this here just to, I know there are people that feel like, oh, is it just data related people that got a job? But of course, people within other programs as well, cybersecurity, product management, and many others as well have been able to like get jobs as a result of their work experience program at Amdari. And here is my special offer to you for those that are still on the call. Our next cohort would be starting on the 11th of this month. 11th of April next month. So we have the opportunity to join our next cohort and be a part of the next set of success stories, the next set of people with success stories as a result of their internship or their work experience program at Amdari. And you have, as a result of the International Women's Day that happened this month, you are giving out a special offer to you all, right? I think for the first 20 people that gets to pay, instead of having to pay the usual £500, you get to pay £300 instead. And with this, based on the one-stop shop offer that I already mentioned earlier, you get to work on projects, you get to have employability skills as well, you get to have the CV revamped, you get to have on the job support, you get to have interview preparations and many other things, CV matching and many other things that I've mentioned, and lifetime career support, a work reference, that kind of like within even the next 2 years, even after leaving Amdari, you can always like get back to us and say that, oh, you got a job somewhere and you need a reference letter. And there are also people that even after they left Amdari, maybe after the duration of their program, they were able to like get a request, get their interviews, get to the interview stage, and we still do preparations for them, right? So this is these are many other things that you get to benefit from the work experience program at Amdari. So in celebration of the International Women's Day, we are giving out discounts to the first 30 people that gets to pay, first 20 women and 10 men that gets to pay for this internship. And the good part is that you do not have to like pay everything at once. You could pay within 3 installments, right? So you have 3 installmental payments and 3 installments that could use to pay. As we round up the session, let me just do like a quick walkthrough. You get access to these slides if you're able to like fill the attendance form that has been shared in the chat box earlier, right? So here on this slide, we have this website, the link to the website that says amdari.io/internship, right? So here, this is where you get to pay for the work experience program. Just a minute, I'm coming. I want to do like a quick walkthrough on how the payment is done so that you do not confuse yourself, and what you need to like select to ensure that you're being counted as somebody that gets the discounts. Just a minute. All right, so when you click on that link that I just mentioned earlier, you have this page that comes up. Here you can see the IW exclusive offer, which will be closing in the next few hours. Right, so here, if you decide, or when you decide on the program you want to go for example, data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC analyst, ethical hacking, GRC, and so on like that, you can easily click on whichever work experience program you want to apply for and click on apply here. And from here, this brings up the page where the payments can be done, and also where you would need to, I think first actually you would need to like fill more like create your account on the website, but that should not come up for me because my account is already here. So first you create your account, and then you would see the page that says that gives you like the payment information. And the good part also is that if you get to pay within just one installment, just a single payment, you get to pay just £280 instead of 300. So here you click on apply now, and it will give you the opportunity to create the your accounts. But before then, it's also important that you go through the details of whatever career path that you have chosen, right? Read through it to see what it has been mentioned here, that is contained within the program, what you will gain, the career opportunity, the program structure. And yes, this is a 4 month program. Yeah, usually for 3 months, but you get an extra 1 month as part of the IWD discount, right? Just a minute. And please don't forget to fill the attendance form that is being dropped in the chat box so that you can get access to this resource, the particular slides that I've used for this session. And also the link to like direct payment is also like shared in the chat box. So once you make your payments, you have the opportunity to fill where you got information for this particular for this internship, right, for the work experience program. And there you'll be able to select whether Thursday or Friday tech career series as where you got to hear about the IWD discount, and so that you could be counted as like first set of people that got to pay before it gets closed within the next few days, right? I'm trying to show the slide, just a minute, sorry. We would be taking questions very soon. Okay, I'm having some slight technical issues trying to show that page. But basically, from after this particular slide, all you need to do is to click on the apply now, fill your details, and if you're paying within just a single payment, you get to pay even just £280 instead of 300. But within 3 installments, £100 for each installment, for each payment date, you could easily select that as well. And also you would see the date that when your next installment is meant to be due. If you decide that probably the date that is currently showing there is not suitable for you, and that's to pay at that point in time, you could easily like make that change even before you make your payment. And then the Stripe payments, the payment link would also come up for you to make your payment as well. So like I mentioned earlier, the next cohorts will be starting 11th of April. So we have just a limited time left for those that want to like benefit from the International Women's Day discount that we are currently working, right? So thank you very much everyone for listening to, okay, I think this is coming up. Yes, so this is what I was trying to mention. For example, now you'd see this, you can select the date of the cohort you actually want to start as well, whether you want to start with the April cohort or the May cohort. And then you have this payment options. Is it the full payment that you want to do, or you want to pay in 3 installments like this, and click on proceed to payment. And yeah, that's it. So I was already rounding up. Again, thank you very much for listening to me today. And just a final note to everyone. I know we might be feeling a little bit discouraged, but here is me just telling you that it always seems as if it is impossible until you actually like just get it done. Be like my father that got a job just within 2 months after she signed up for the work experience program at Amdari. And I hope that to be able to just learn 1 or 2 things on when it comes to data related, when it comes to data careers in the UK, what the job market looks like, what employers look at when it comes to trying to employ you, and also finally how you can position yourself for success, right? So thank you so much. If you have any questions, we could take them within the next few minutes while we round up. Jennifer, are you there? I think we might have some questions. All right. If you have any questions, you could raise your hand. If not, we would be calling it a day. And don't forget to please fill the attendance form. That is the only way you could get access to the slides. The website I already showed you earlier on how you can some specific information that I shared earlier as well. You see everything in this particular slide that I have presented today.
Please, I have an SQ. I have a question, please.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So what I just saying that slide you're showing, I can't access it here. I can't see it. Where will I see it?
Okay, when you fill the attendance information, it will be sent directly to you afterwards.
From the WhatsApp, right? Oh yeah.
No. There is an attendance link that was shared here.
Okay. I came in
Jennifer,
late.
can you please drop it?
I came in late. That's what I'm saying. I
Okay.
came in late. Yeah. So I didn't get the link as you're saying.
Okay, she would share it again. Jennifer, can you please just drop it again? Yeah, she just did. So you see the
Okay,
form.
this is the form, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm interested in it. That's what I'm saying. I want to get the discount.
Oh, great. Which particular track are you interested in?
BA.
Let me see if I'll be seeing you. BA. That's great. You're in great hands.
Okay.
Did you get the walkthrough of how to pay that I shared earlier?
No. I saw it. I couldn't get it from here. I saw it when you shared it online on the call.
Okay, all right, no problem. She also just shared the direct link to the payment as well, so you could also like make use of that.
Hi,
Okay.
Miriam.
Who just spoke? That team talk by.
Yeah, Miriam.
Okay.
Yeah, well done for the presentation.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
I was just gonna also claim a spot with the discount now, and I went to your website. I don't know. I clicked on the claim your spot now, and it's not taking me further. I mean, for the
Um,
data science career. So
okay.
so I want to do 3 installment payment.
Okay. Did you see the page of the 3 installments where you get to pay? Did that one come up at all?
Um, o- okay, I'm seeing. Okay. I think I'm seeing a page now that is asking me to select my preferred cohort and also
Yes.
payment options.
Yes.
So
So once you select your cohorts, your preferred option, these 3 installment that you just mentioned, you click on proceed to payment. I think you should be seeing something like this. You say this
so
proceed to payment.
so the next quote now is
Okay.
the next quote is by April, right? 4th of
Yes,
April.
April.
Okay,
Yes.
so when we start, do we have like lectures or training, or is it every day, or how often do we
Okay.
need to
So,
do it? Because of
all
the
right.
nature of my
So,
job.
yeah, I think we do get questions like that a whole lot. Typically, you are expected to have to meet 3 times weekly, 3 times in a week. So, 2 specific sessions with a mentor that's specific for your data science track. You'll be having what we call drop-in sessions where you work on the project that you're currently like has been assigned to you for a particular duration, and then you also get to attend mentorship sessions every week. So we try as much as possible to ensure that this fits into what we call this fits into everyone's schedule in a way. For your drop-in sessions, you and your mentor would be the ones to like decide on when you would be meeting, right? And also for every session, also recordings like would always be recordings will always like be the recording of session would be done, right? So you also like get to go back to access it even after the end of that session, if in case you missed one aspect or the other. But just take note in your mind that you're expected to meet during the program 3 times in a week for the duration of the program for 4 months, right?
So what's the what's the duration of the meeting? Is it an hour, 2 hours?
two
All right,
hours
Nikki. Is it 2 hours? Is it 1 hour? How many hours?
2 hours 2 hours
2
2 hours.
hours. And it's just gonna be one-on-one with the mentor, right?
Not every session will be. We have opportunities to like book specific one-on-one with the mentors. That's what we call office hours, right? So office hours are available on days whereby you're not meeting in group with your mentor. So you could decide to book an office hour directly with your mentor just to discuss with them, or depending on who has been assigned.
Hello, Miriam. Sorry, I'm
Okay,
so sorry. I
so
need
those those
Okay,
those
sorry. Let me take
you,
the meet up if,
you,
when it's done.
oh, okay, because there are so many other people that are waiting.
those those
Okay,
those
sorry.
portfolio you showed, the work you've done, some of them that you showed us earlier. Are we gonna start a new one from scratch with the mentor so that they took us through how to build up the portfolio to start the whole thing from the scratch to finish, or are they just going to be taking us through the ones that have been pre-built?
No, you would be working on the projects with your mentor. So there are different levels to it. When you first get in, you're working directly with your mentor to ensure that you understand the intricacies. For example, you that said data science, you understand data science very well. So at least for the first 3 projects that you'll be working on, you're not working on it independently, right? You're working on it directly with your mentor. Then also for the fourth project or fifth project, that is when we start to like see how you're able to like stand alone by yourself and just continue to provide guided support to you to ensure that you're able to work on the projects, right? And the other things that like also happen alongside by the side of it, for example, how you build your portfolio, how you share your project that you've worked on, and many other things as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
All right,
Mariam,
you're
thank you
welcome.
so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Quick one. I just signed up for the business analysis the program, the internship which starts in April. My question is, one of my challenge has been reference. So am I free now to, since I'm now on the Amdari and it's the April cohort, can I start putting Amdari as, because the challenge now is UK reference. They don't really want to know that you worked as a business analyst in Nigeria before coming down here. So what advice will you give? Because definitely I would, I'm actually on the program for the knowledge I want to learn and also the reference. So please, could you share some? Thank you.
Okay. First of all, let me confirm. Have you made your payments?
Yes, payment has been made. I've been enrolled already. I'm about to even start the process mapping course after
Okay.
this
Okay.
call.
Add your onboarding for the onboarding happens. All right. So what I would need you to do, would it be possible for you to, let me see, Jennifer, I want this person to like send a direct message, maybe on WhatsApp. Probably you can text you on WhatsApp or send a mail. How can that happen? So that we're able to like discuss this further. He has paid already, so it's okay for him to like just let's speak to him directly to see how we can help him with the reference.
Thank you.
All right, I'll drop my number and you can chat me up on WhatsApp.
I'll check the chat box now. Or you
All
can
right.
do a direct
Glad to
message.
have you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Glad to have
Thank
it
you.
similarly. The business analyst mentor that would be assigned to you would be very great to meet you during the onboarding.
Oh, I look forward to that. Thank you,
Right.
Maureen. I think that will be all from me.
All right, that's great. Thank you.
Hello, please. One more. One more, please. One more thing. I have just sent the attendance, but I couldn't get my hands on that platform to pay.
You couldn't see what? I didn't get that, sorry.
I said I just filled the attendance form right now, but I didn't get the
Okay.
access to make payment.
Okay. Check the chat box again. The last message that was dropped, you see, to take advantage of the IWE discounts, kindly click on the link below. It was just shared again just now, so you see it there.
We can take advantage. Okay.
Yes, you see it there.
Yeah.
And then, have you gotten that? Let me confirm that you've gotten that.
Yeah, it's welcome to another insightful session for this. Okay. Take advantage.
Yes.
It's giving me
Jennifer,
redirect notice.
sorry, I didn't get that.
It's giving me a redirect notice.
Yes, it will take you to the particular page. We would need to like first of all select the particular program that you're enrolling for before you now continue to apply.
Yes, I just did it as to finish now, but I was seeing other things which I didn't understand. That's why I hesitated from there.
Okay. Just fill the information that has been required. You will need to like create your account also to ensure that we have your complete details. So before you get to this particular page where you have this personal data, you must have filled some particular form first before you get to this particular slide. So that was probably where it was redirecting you to. So just fill the information that was requested.
Okay, because I was thinking that maybe the thing wasn't for me. That's why I hesitated from there.
No, it's for you. No, it's for you. Just continue it. And also, you would see a number in the chat box that has just been dropped. Jennifer, you could also like send a message on WhatsApp if you still need more clarification. And also for Simi Lenny. I hope I got that. I think you already
Okay.
dropped off.
So,
But I actually got numbers already.
sorry, he said create your own form, take me there. Is that the place? Then your form
Yes.
to okay, sign up for free,
Yes.
right?
Just continue.
Okay, was
Yes.
I was thinking that it was not for me. Then I say Zoho
For
forms
you.
forever.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so because this one gets me confused. That's why I didn't continue from there.
Yes. Oh yeah. Just do that. Just for your. That's where you get to sign up before
Okay,
making payment.
okay,
And after making payments, you need to like select where you get to hear about the program. So you see Thursday or Friday tech careers. So you could select that as well.
okay.
Miriam, please, if I choose to change my cohort, maybe I don't want to start by April and I decide to change it to May. Is that still possible after the payment?
Yes, that's possible. After the payment, you've created your account. Like you're already inside. You would see what we call defer internship. So, but that's after you've made your payment. So that's still possible.
Okay. So um,
At least after your onboarding and you've been granted access to the other informations on the website, you'd see it.
so I've made the payment now.
Oh, okay.
So um so what's the next thing? I have to wait till 4th of April, yeah?
Yes, your onboarding information would be communicated to you via email. And you could also decide that you want to take up some short courses on the Learn page. So you could do that while you wait for your onboarding session.
Is it free?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So where will I see that? Is it on the website or on my
Yes,
dashboard?
it is on the website.
Okay.
On your by the time you log in, you see what we call Amdari Learn. Let me just show
Okay.
this quickly. So after creating your accounts, you see this right here, this Learn Experts. So that's where you can do that. And for someone that is inside, like I mentioned, you see this defer internship after your onboarding, most likely. So you
Okay,
see this
that's what my
Learn for
dashboard will look like when I sign in, yeah?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Let me check what's in my mail now so that thank you. This has been very helpful tonight, and I really hope that those portfolios of showcased would reward the why with the training.
Thank you very much for finding it helpful. We
Yeah.
hope to we also have a good relationship with you as well. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone that stayed to the end of the session. Hope to see you within Amdari some other time. Bye for
Is
now,
there? Do you
everyone.
have your contacts if we need to like talk to you or anything?